Pierre?
Hmm?
Okay, man. Hands on the back, bro. Come on. How does that happen? Put a lit roll on. Oh, man. I got everything adjusted. Stream deck right here. Quick switches. Bam. Bam. Okay. All right. Good. Definitely gonna have to resubscribe because we need some music or something. If we're gonna be doing this kind
Say
of deal.
what?
I say you definitely have to resubscribe to Epidemic Sound so we can get some music here. And I pulled up LinkedIn on my phone. I can't really see who's on LinkedIn or the message or anything like that. I gotta do this earlier. All right, cool. Hello, everybody. It's on. Yeah, appreciate y'all. Yeah. Hey, what's up? What's up? Okay, cool. All right, so Pierre, you can see.
Yeah, I can see.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go ahead and just want to say hey to everybody that's coming in. LinkedIn, everybody's coming in on Twitch, YouTube. If you're there, give me a shout out here. Let me start the chat right quick. And there you go. So if anybody doesn't follow me on YouTube, please do so. All right, it really means a lot. So I got Pierre with me today, and Pierre's gonna help with recording. I'm kind of excited. Let's make sure I got my PowerShell ready to go.
Right.
Like, yo, what's up?
All right.
All right. Okay, cool. All right.
All right.
So I think I got PowerShell up. Let me make sure I got the registry set. I'm going to open the registry editor because typically in these videos, we usually end up in the registry some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, got the registry open. Let's go ahead and shut that down. Started it. Make sure it's already collapsed. Collapse all. Collapse. Okay, that's good enough. All right, that way we can kind of show as we're going through, we can kind of show them like the whole process. All right, Pierre. You ready?
Ready as I can.
Why was rubbing hands like this? People like, you ready? Rub your hands. Okay. All right. Let's see. This is good. Streaming. You gotta hit the record button. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're about to do the live recording, y'all. So that's why I'm doing all this prep. I had to mentally get myself ready for this. Hopefully, get through the intro. Oh, I need to know what part of the series this is. Like, this is God dog. This starting to get up there. We're like at 11 or I think 12 now. Let me get the series number before I start. I don't want to fumble through. So my last video was 11. Wow, this is the 12th video in the Tenable series. That's crazy that we're already there. Okay. So in 3, 2, nope, I don't even have my Tenable set up. Okay, all right, cool. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so welcome to part 11 of the Tenable Vulnerability Management series. And I got a treat. So remember, we've been remediating all the vulnerabilities on this machine that I'm working on, and we were down to one vulnerability. So, well, maybe we'll look at the scan and we'll see it. But I want you all to walk through this. And this one, I got a little bit of a surprise for you today. But before I get started, just want to say a shout out to Cybersecurity, who actually provides this tenant to us. In Tenable, we get a full Tenable MSSP console, which allows me to show you exactly what I do at work. So don't forget to go to cybertar.ai, follow them on LinkedIn, and also go to the cybertar.ai website. Sign up for a free cybersecurity service. You get a free external vulnerability scan, among other treats, and access to our Cybertar platform and stuff like that. And then if you love the service, you can actually upgrade to the paid service. And there are more features, and it might even be working on your account. I might be what they call your sidekick. So hope you'll check that out. Cybertar.ai, thank you for providing us with a tenant. And now let's get to the business, okay? So you got my boy Pierre. By the way, if you don't know, this is Pierre from the Cybersecurity Mentorship Program. Pierre, you are mentee number 4 or
No,
3?
number 3.
You're number 3. We start at 0, by the way. So, I mean, why would we start at 1?
number 2.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
so Daniel's mentee number 0.
Number 2.
Let's see. Yeah, Jabari's number 1.
Yeah.
Deshay. No, you're number.
No, I'm number 2.
You're number 2. That's right. Deshay's number 3. I think then we come in with. Would Allison be number 4?
Yeah.
Allison's number 4. Okay. So anyway, we got Pierre hanging out today, and so this is going to be a good opportunity, Pierre. So you can be verbal, you can be seen. We're going to walk through this at this point. So I think I need to restart the recording because I did not want to. I forgot. I forgot I was actually doing the recording, and I started getting in like streamer mode. So let's stop the recording for a second. All right, and we'll go through this again. Okay. All right. In 3, 2, 1. Okay. So welcome to dang man, I botched that. All right, let's do it again. Okay. All right, so today, this is the 12th video of the series. We're going to be doing some vulnerability management. So we're going to be remediating a vulnerability. We're going to look at the Tenable scan, see exactly what happens, see if the vulnerabilities that we remediated yesterday actually were successful, and we're going to evaluate the vulnerabilities that remain, and we're going to continue the series until we have eliminated all vulnerabilities on this machine. But before I get started, I just want to say thank you to Cybersecurity, which is a company I work for, because they sponsor this Tenable tenant, which allows me to show you exactly what I do at work on a daily basis. So thank you, Cybersecurity, for sponsoring this. Go to cybersecurity.ai, sign up for free cybersecurity services. And if you love our services, then you can upgrade to the paid services. But with the free service, you do get a free external vulnerability scan, among other things. So check us out, because at Cybersecurity, we do remediate your vulnerabilities. And I mean the ones that don't get fixed with a patch. That's the key. If you talk to any company and they say they remediate your vulnerabilities, ask them, what about the ones with that don't have a patch? Do you actually take the time to write the scripts, remediate it using PowerScript, shell scripting, and all the stuff? Because we do at Cybersecurity. Check us out. Okay. So anyway, let's go on to the business. So now we get to jump into this. So let's go to zoom mode. So this is Tenable vulnerability management. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to zoom in a little bit, make this a little bit hopefully easier on your eyes, and we'll adjust this. So you can see, all right, we have 9 criticals. I believe we were down to 7. So now we have 9 criticals, and this is vulnerability management. This is really what happens, right? So new vulnerabilities are released. So now we need to see where are those vulnerabilities. And so we got the machines here, but we're focusing on this series. We're focusing on TI, Technology Interpreters Desktop 4, okay? Now I'm only looking at criticals, and guess what? This vulnerability that we're looking at, there were no criticals when we left yesterday. Oh, look at here. Google Chrome. All right. And so when I saw this, I was like, yes, because Google Chrome is one of the most prevalent vulnerabilities that we see. It's going to always come. They're always updating Chrome. They're always like 0 days. They're always some type of exploit for Google Chrome. So we never, ever, ever, ever get finished with Google Chrome. Okay. So we're going to get a chance to dig into it. So let's go ahead and click on it. And let's make sure we understand what this says. So this vulnerability is applicable to, let's see if I can bring this over so you can read all of this, okay? So version of Google Chrome, basically, therefore affected by multiple vulnerabilities as referenced in the 2023-03 stable channel update for. So what you want to do is really, you would like to go and read this advisory and kind of get the details of it. But the thing is, the main thing that you're looking for, this is the benefit of having Tenable, is how do I fix it? And the fix for this is it wants us to upgrade to 123.0.63.12.58. Okay, you with me, Pierre? Right? Pretty straightforward. But you know we're just not going to do this upgrade because we're going to do it through scripting, because the whole point of doing this series is we want to simulate doing this remotely, right? You're working on something. Oh, there's Sam. Hola, Sam. Sam, you know, what's up, man? Let me know if you want to come through. You can jump in this. we can get you on here. So what we need to do is we got to think about our approach. So the first thing is, let's look at the plugin output. So C: program files Google Chrome application. And it shows that we're currently on version 122.0.62.61.131. Okay. All right, cool. So now we got that information. PowerShell time, folks. I need like a little, you know, like sound that comes on when it's time to do PowerShell. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this And I want to show, I want you to love these commands. I want you to love PowerShell. I do love PowerShell, love shell scripting. You can love Python, but I'm just telling you, Python ain't the end all be all. Like I'm telling you, everybody preaches Python. Nobody talks about PowerShell and shell scripting. Like two of the most powerful, like I'm not even going there. So anyway, let's do a dir. I'm gonna put this in. You got to put it in double quotes. Anytime you have a space like this, you got to put it in double quotes. So just gonna do a directory. All right, there's the Chrome executable. Okay, so Pierre, what I want to do here is I actually want to use PowerShell to get the version information. Sam says any game playing COD. That's your favorite vulnerability to leave hanging there. Yeah, Sam, you're mean. So he's joking because what essentially happens is Sam sees when I'm doing videos or when I'm actually working with my customers, he knows he's going to look at my browser and he's going to say, oh, so you're mediating our vulnerabilities, but don't you have a Chrome update? So I'd have to make sure that I do all my Chrome updates because my customers call me out on it, right? So which is good. But what we're gonna do is we wanna get that version of this PR. So what command in PowerShell do you know that we can use to get the version information of it?
Good. Put me in the spot, huh?
I'm gonna put you on the spot, man. Yeah, you. By the way, Pierre, you know what I'm saying? Like he's trained up well. So you know if somebody's looking for some cyber, my guy is ready to go at this point. The last one I'm trying to get out the nest. And then I may take on some new cybersecurity mentees after I get Pierre out the house. All right. So Pierre, I don't hear an answer, man. I tried to buy you some time there, but I didn't get anything. So let's try this.
Go ahead.
Let's do a get item. Okay, ITEM. Let's do a path. Let's see. Well, first of all, let's do this. Let's zoom out and let's look at the syntax, right, for the get item command. So we'll basically do PowerShell get item command. Okay, and what we're gonna see is basically we do a path. So there's a get item tag path. Okay, let's zoom back in. And you see right there. So let me drag this over. Get item tag path, and then your string right there. Okay, cool. So that's what I wanted to see. You can do an include and exclude, a force, string. Okay. And some of these I haven't used and stuff like that. So I kind of, as I'm doing these videos, I'm growing my own knowledge too. So, you know, maybe I'll have a need for the stream, but I'm usually trying to solve a problem. So I grow my PowerShell based on a lot of times the problems that I encounter. So get out and tag path. And I want to put the entire path because I want to write this script in a way that I don't have to be in that folder all the time. So I can just basically, I'm thinking run it at scale. So I need to do this in a way that it's going to be able to like hit 100 machines or 1,000 machines. Duck Pierre, Duck. Okay. So, all right, you see what I got here, right? I say when I ran that command, it came back and it gave me some information. I did a get item command and it gave me directory. It's basically like doing a dir command, right? Or something like that. So, but I want to go a step further and let's look at chrome.exe. All right, make sure that's on the screen. All right, it's still, I'll drag this over a little bit. Okay, so let's do it with chrome.exe. Okay, so that gave me some information specific to Chrome information, but it's not what I'm looking. So I'm going to try a command here, and I don't know if this is correct, but I think it's get item with this, and let's drag this up a little bit so y'all can see this. Okay, so I want to do that. Put that in parentheses dot file version info. See if that works. That's not it. Okay, so we're gonna go here, and I actually got this on my notepad. So I'm gonna do a quick search on my notepad to see if I got that command in here. If not, I actually got it in Discord. I actually have my own channel in Discord. Oh, there we go. So I got it. It's a get item that version info. That I almost had it correct. Okay, so do this, but we're gonna, instead of file version, it's just version info. All right, and there it is. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, beautiful. So now that I know the version, so this confirms what we saw, right? So now we're gonna take this, okay, and we'll go back to.
See what you're doing on PowerShell.
Say it again.
I cannot see what you're doing in PowerShell.
You cannot see PowerShell?
No.
Oh, hold on a second, Pierre. I think okay, it's on the stream, but I gotta reshare from
Yeah, yeah, that's what I had to be looking at this. I was not looking at the stream. I had to be
oh, okay.
here.
All right, so let's share. We're gonna do let's do screens, and then let's do the one which then I'm working on right here. Let's do this mug against source. Frame rate is 30. Okay. And we'll click on Pierre. All right, is that good, Pierre?
Yeah, I can see it now.
All right, cool. Sorry. So you missed all that. So basically what I did, Pierre,
I
is
did.
is I ran you said you were watching the stream, but I used the get item command first. And when you do the get item command by itself, as you see here, all it does is return it's just like doing a dir command. But if you put it in parentheses and then you do dot version info, dot file version, it actually gives you the version of file, which I was able to then correlate with Tenable right here. And Tenable says I have 122.0.6216.6261.129. Now Tenable says I'm at 131. Okay, you see that 6261.131. My actual Google Chrome version, when I look at it, says I'm actually at version 129. So let's do some interrogation here, okay? Because anytime I get conflicting information, a couple things. On the Tenable side, I want to look at the scan date too. So let's go to Tenable here and let's see, when was the last scan taking place on the machine? It was 3/21. So that was yesterday. Okay, and yesterday it detected that I had a newer version than I have today. All right, let's make this match, okay? It says 122.0.6261.131. So I don't know where the discrepancy in there, but we got to figure this out. But either way, the resolution is the same. So here's the thing with Google Chrome, I have not found, and if you know of a way, hit me up. I've not found a way to force Google Chrome to update. I can kill Google Chrome. There should be an extra for a scan date. All right, what's that? I see it on the stream. There should be an extra for the scan date. Sarah, please clarify on the stream. But the thing is, you can kill Chrome and relaunch Chrome, which honestly, running the relaunched Chrome through scripts doesn't work through the tool. A lot of times, Automax they would use, so it works through the window when I'm using the terminal here in PowerShell, but it doesn't necessarily work when I'm doing it for Automax. But the thing is, guess what? I'm actually in Chrome. So my Tenable window and everything that you have here is in Chrome. I'm about to kill this and relaunch it. Now, as you can see my browser, okay, let's do a quick look here. And I hate doing this because what's dangerous is when I actually do this, it might actually start trying to do an update. It is right there. See, that's what I hate. Can I stop that? I don't know if it's going to stop now. so that's why I don't like, that's why I was trying to avoid doing that, because I want to do this through PowerShell. Okay. So let's open up the PowerShell and now let's make this happen. All right. So basically the way it works is killing Chrome and relaunching Chrome should fix the vulnerability, which means I'm going to get logged out of Tenable and everything, but that's okay. I got all the information I need from Tenable. So I'm going to kill all of my Chrome windows. What's the command, Pierre, to kill Chrome? What's that command?
To kill Chrome?
Yep. See, Pierre, this your 30 seconds of fame.
Failing.
Got 14 people watching you, Pierre. You're supposed to see. All right.
What was it? Stop.
I'm gonna go and do it. You have to go back to that PowerShell tutorial, man. I really want you to. And the reason I ask you, because next time we get on the stream, you'll be like, oh, and if he gonna ask me questions now. All right, so stop tac process. You knew it. All right, and then we can just say we have to specify the tac name, parameter, and then Chrome. And this is gonna kill, and we can do a tac force. Make sure. Boom. Okay, so all of my Chrome windows instantly disappear. By the way, this works on good. I don't know if you ever run into this situation where Discord will hang trying to do an update. I do the same thing. Stop process, tac name, Discord. Boom. Discord goes away. If you try to do it through Task Manager and stuff like that, doesn't work. So this is one of the best commands that I've come across. So now, oh, Pierre, I need Chrome back. What do I do now, Pierre? How do I get Chrome back?
Start process.
Start process. That's right. Stop process and then start process. So everybody on the stream that didn't know, now you know how to program. Okay, you know PowerShell. Start process, and you don't have to do a tag name parameter or a minus name parameter. Just say start process Chrome. All right, and you see that's going to open all my Chrome windows. I'm going to do a restore, and let's see if it comes back. And man, look at there, like shout out to cookies, right? We went right back into Tenable. Okay. Now the moment of truth. Let's zoom back out. The question is, by stopping and starting Chrome, did we actually remediate the vulnerability? So let's go and let's do help and about. Oh, look at this. That actually works. Where can we find a good PowerShell tutorial? Start with mine on my YouTube channel. Okay, so look at Technology Interprets on YouTube channel. It goes through all these basics, and you can branch out into any of the super huge PowerShell guys out there on YouTube afterwards. But trust me, take mine because mine are geared towards doing this type of basic function using PowerShell and shell scripting for vulnerability management and stuff like that. So yes, watch his videos and go from there. Yeah, I agree, Sam. You can always go to, but I said mine are built to get you into PowerShell, just the basics, downloading things in PowerShell, stopping and starting, looking at processes, looking at services. And once you get through those, feel free to go anywhere you want to fly, my friend. Okay, but guess what? So it says that actually by killing Chrome and relaunching Chrome using a PowerShell script, it said that I actually remediated the vulnerability. Okay, or at least Chrome shows it's up to date. Let's zoom in. Let's bring PowerShell back in, and we want to use the command. What command? We want to use that file version info command. So let me clean up my screen. CLS or clear. All right, and we're going to do this get item with the version info. And when I do this, guess what that shows?
Yep, great.
So for everybody that's watching today, I hope there's some CEOs watching and stuff like that, because go talk to your security team. There's no reason why Chrome vulnerabilities should still be out there, because I've played with this enough and I've had inconsistent results. But stopping Chrome using the stop command and relaunching the browser just like we did before forces the upgrade for Chrome, and that's really the major thing. Chrome automatically downloads the updates itself, but you got to kill it and relaunch the browser. But what about my 100 open tabs? They reopen. You saw I literally came back into Tenable when I came back. And so if we do it quickly, and by the way, you worked through this with Archery on it. He's got he's got thousands of machines, right? So, or 1,000+ machines. And so when I'm working with him, we can't just stop Chrome in the middle of the day for everybody. That would be ideal. 12 o'clock, we just kill Chrome for everybody. But a lot of people will be mad at his company. So we can't do that. That's the thing. But for a lot of you that work specifically for cybersecurity for your company, there's no excuse. I want to change the philosophy that you can get to zero vulnerabilities. The only exception may be if you have like a SCADA environment, OT, operational technology, those type of environments, that gets a little bit sketchy, but you need the senior leadership to bless you with the power and authority to talk with your operations and your automation people to be able to get to, and they have to know that it is a priority that they get it fixed. Because just firewalling off the OT environment, that's kind of the approach that's been taken for a long time. And it's I don't know if it's effective. If somebody's really knowing what they're doing, they can compromise credentials with one of your IT people, one of your sysadmins, get into that OT environment or something like that, and it's a game over. Okay. So, all right, with that, I'm going to end the video. I'm not going to end the live stream. For those of you that are watching the live stream, I'm going to open up for some Q&A. But for those of you watching on the video, thank you for watching. If you're on the video, I want you to, and by the way, thank y'all for doing this. Y'all are doing this, and I love it. We're going to keep the tradition going. But for everybody that made it to this point in the video, I want you to type 123.0.631.2.59. That is the current Google Chrome version, so that you know that. Okay. And then let's see, almost 1,800 systems down, 2,500 systems by the end of the year. That's what Archery on Twitch is saying. One of my customers, they're growing like wildfire. So yeah. And so definitely challenging, but I guarantee that their vulnerabilities are way lower than just about any company of their size. So because we do remediate your vulnerabilities at Cybersecurity. Anyway, for those in the stream, see you in a second. For those of you in the recording, thanks for watching. Thank you for supporting me. Almost at 300 subscribers per month. Want to get that to 1,000 subscribers per month. Okay. See ya. Yo, Derek, what's up, man? So Derek, all right. All right, this is cool. I really wish hey, send you a link to what, Sam? Pierre, do me a favor, let's change over to VIP voice.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Sam, you want to jump in here? We're in VIP voice. So go ahead and jump in there.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, cool. All right, Pierre, I see you. Got your camera. All right, there's Sam. Sam, you gonna come on camera?
Hey,
Can you come on camera, man? You know what I'm saying? You
hey.
know, people know your true identity.
Yeah, maybe.
Yo, hey, Derek, do you, JB? Oh my gosh, JB, do you want to, for anybody that wants to get in, well, and I say anybody, JB, you want to jump? You want to jump in here, JB? Derek, if you want to jump in here, man, I'll DM you a link to. You're already in Discord. Jump on, Derek, if you can. Definitely want to talk to you because I've been wanting to bring you in for a recording to talk about basically getting into cyber, right? Because I've been wanting to start covering that for people. That's a huge one. So let me know what you think. All right, JB, I love to chat with you, man. See where you're at, brother. Let's see how I can go full screen here. Let's see if I can bring in. I'm gonna make one for Discord. All right, we got one. All right, I'm just gonna make a new scene. Give me just a second. I'm gonna do a window capture. Discord. Okay.
Bro, that's not what it is. The bar is not on that same
Say that again.
bar. Is he not in the Nordstrom?
Not in the what? I'm sorry. Let me turn my
That's what
camera off here.
Jim is saying that I got a job in TSOC or Nordstrom. What is it? Nordstrom.
Yeah, Northrop Grumman,
Grumman.
big aerospace company.
What about Northrop Grumman?
That's not where
Weird.
Jabari worked.
Why are you
Yeah.
putting Jabari's information on the live stream, bro?
Huh?
Like, bro, y'all killing me, bro. Golly, man. Dude, what are you, dude? Come on, man.
I don't know.
I mean, that man. Look, I mean, that man needs to. If he wanted his stuff on here, he would. You don't be talking about like people's stuff like that. Man, come on, Pierre.
He was a free man.
Yo, man. So I'm glad I'm not. That's not part of the recording. I don't have to go back and edit that out, dude.
You started at Taco Bell too, huh? That's where I started. I think the direction I'm headed, I might eventually end up in cybersecurity.
Well, because you keep doing Fortinet security certs and stuff.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm being pushed into the security stuff.
Yeah, honestly.
At least until we hire a security analyst.
Yeah. I mean, I can kind of see that. Especially, I mean, honestly, especially with you being a Fortinet administrator and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and all the different products that we're rolling out.
So JB said you went from, I'm making 112K per year now, bro. Hey, that's what's up, man. You're my boy. Yo, you see so many videos talking about cybersecurity in six figures, right? It's a good marketing thing. And so they basically, I definitely want to come and chat soon. I'll shoot you a message. Okay, all right, Derek. Definitely. If y'all would be interested in like be doing some recordings, because I definitely want to get Pierre on for recording. I want to get Barry. I want to get when Daniel gets back. The reason I haven't done an interview with Jabari and Pierre or anybody else is because Daniel was the first person that I mentored in cybersecurity. And so I want to get Daniel's perspective now because it was not even something I was looking to do, right? Mentorship and stuff like that. Didn't have a clue. It just kind of happened because we were actually in the Blacks in Cybersecurity. I was teaching networking and I was teaching their networking group at Blacks in Cybersecurity. And I proceeded to basically run everybody off because if these folks know that if I teach, like it's pretty brutal. Like, because I came up And the way that I learned cybersecurity and where I learned networking is because, okay, let me tell you how my intro to networking. So shout out to Mr. Jim. Jim's an engineer that already retired once. And so when I came in, Jim and Grant at my old company, they came over and they took a pile of books and they set a pile of books on my desk and they said, read these. And they walked off. That was my first intro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like for me working for a corporate Fortune 500 company and learning networking and joining a networking group. That's how they taught me. Now, people now, like my methods, like a lot of times people are like, oh, you're too hard on people. But the thing is, you don't become like that engineer like a Sam in here. Like you don't become like a Sam unless you done been through some stuff. Like unless you done had some bad days where you done broke some stuff, you know. And so I broke some stuff and I was down for years and people drug my name through the mud. But then when I broke stuff, I met people who had broke other stuff, you know, big stuff. Like I was like, oh, that happened to you? Like, yeah, guys. Like, well, man, I brought down the entire eastern part of the United States. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, you know, because what happens is when you get to the point where you're in a position where you actually can like break stuff, that means that you've gained the trust to get there. And there's going to be that day. So the thing is, if you're in a situation where you are technically safe and you can't really do anything that breaks anything, that means really you haven't progressed to the point where you're becoming like what I would consider a critical asset. So you want to be the person with your hand on the red button. You got to work your way up to that point. You don't get there by taking the safe roles. You have to sometimes take the roles that put you in situations where you're going to sweat sometimes, you know. So
That is true.
that is true. Yeah.
I brought down the company
Mm.
once last year and probably I think once the year before. So yeah,
See,
it happens.
there it is right there.
I just make sure that I do it 10, 11 o'clock at night, so there's nobody in the office. I can just drive in, fix
Yeah.
it, and go home.
Yeah. I think,
Nobody knows.
hey, maintenance windows are real, right? That's
Yep.
part of it. Taking time, make sure you get a maintenance window. I think for me, well, it was really debilitating to me because I was surrounded by a bunch of people who were like something. And sometimes it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like I met those people after I broke in and after I was alone and my self esteem was crushed and stuff like that. You know, so but I can tell you right now, like I'm so used to being uncomfortable that I'm almost don't know how to go back to being that guy. Like I wish I had my old key card from when I was working corporate at a Fortune 500. Like you know what I'm saying? They dropped the Fortune 700, then they worked their way back up. But anyway, the reason I keep saying Fortune 500 is because it's like I just kind of want to make sure you understand it's big corporate, it's big, slow, lots of policies, that type of stuff, right? And I saw my key card, and when I look at that key card, you know, my hair was super short, clean, just clean cut, all my beard and everything shaved off. You know what I'm saying? Like I was that good old IT guy, you know. And I hated that. I hated myself. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like. I played the role, but I wasn't free. You know what I'm saying? So now working for a startup, it's chaotic, it's stressful, all kind of stuff you have to deal with when it comes to startup. But I have a sense of freedom that I never had before. You know what I'm saying? So let's read the chat for a little bit. All right, JB says, um, I'm a pure red teamer now, pen tester and ethical hacker. I've done bug bounties and web exploitation for 4 years now. The technical experience was clutch in getting my job and trust me, if you're looking for a penetration job, but you get the chance to interview for Blue Team, take it. You will know a lot more. Okay. Technical things attack wise than your peers, but just know that you will have a learning curve in Blue Team and get ready to learn it. It helps your hacker mindset too. I blocked all of SendGrid. Oh, I blocked all of SendGrid at once. I remember when SendGrid was a cesspool. So I do remember that. Like when SendGrid came, it was a lot of shady stuff associated with SendGrid. Now you can't really block them. Like now they're like super necessary and legit. So yeah, blocking SendGrid could be a problem. He said, but only once. Let's see. Sam said I configured SD-WAN wrong and took the main firewalls offline for almost 2 hours in the middle of the night once. And then JB said, well, yep, yep. One of my friends took down the phone company for a major power tool manufacturer for a day, and he first became a network. When he first became a network man, I know people who've done that on the power system, phone system, not company. You think about it. Somebody had a bad day. What was it? The McDonald's outage, right? Just recently, multiple countries completely down, sent McDonald's back to pen and paper through a third party. That was a bad day for somebody, right? Somebody probably did something. I remember there was a configuration change that hit another, like had another huge company was taken down through a configuration change. So yeah, those bad days come. Yo, anybody else, man? Like I say, I'll sit and chat with y'all. But I got to do my thumbnails and stuff for my video so I can be ready to go tomorrow. I'm going to release it either 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock tomorrow. So be looking for that video if you didn't catch it all. But I'll give everybody, Sam, Pierre, anybody got anything to chat about right quick? If not, man, I'm going to wrap it up. It's 1:24 a.m.
Nah, I'm done working for the night.
You do? Okay. Yeah, all right. You see, that's what I'm saying. So you see Sam's thing. He done working for the night. He's in California
Yeah.
time. So what is it? 12, 11, 10, 9 your time?
10.
10 your
10.
time. Yeah, 10 your time.
You guys
So,
are
But
so
no. It's like you know how you had those guys that drop the books off at your desk.
uh-huh.
I'm the type of guy. I actually streamed my network maintenance I did tonight. Worked about 2 hours and let some
Okay.
of the junior guys who were gaming watch the stream, so they could see
Oh,
what type of
word.
stuff that I do after hours.
So how did you stream it internally or?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You tell me later. Okay, Sam, we'll talk later.
I,
Maddox.
I like I like to expose the newer guys
Hmm.
to the more advanced stuff, and at least let them see what I do,
Yeah,
and ask questions when I do something that they don't know.
yeah. I'll be honest. I like to, man. I like to put people in a situation where they're forced to fail, but I kind of like make sure I'm there to like make sure the failure is not catastrophic to the company. But I really do like to put people in a position that where they're gonna either push through or crack. Because
Yeah.
if they crack, then it makes it kind of figure like, is this the right person for the job, especially a cyber. You know,
Oh yeah.
like a lot of times I'll sit, like for instance, I remember when I came to your account, Sam, I was sitting in there with your team, and y'all are one of our biggest accounts, right? So I was sitting there. I did not want to inherit the account that I got, that Sam's company. I did not want that account. And so
We were a mess back then.
oh, so you finally admit it? Cause see, I was telling you, I was like, man, I knew that it was kind of rough, man. But y'all were like, nah, man, it's okay, it's okay. Like, oh no, man.
Well, you see, we you didn't see the full
Mhm.
scope of how bad it was,
Yeah,
and the hole that we had to dig ourselves out of. I mean,
yeah,
what you were trying to deal with, you're like, man, that's nothing.
man. So it was work. That's crazy.
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
were we were doing 6 hours a day, 12 to 14 hours,
Hmm.
just to rebuild the company and get it to where it's supposed to be. Because the previous person,
Yeah,
they were a small company type mentality, mom
yeah.
and pop shop, 50 to 120 startup.
Hmm.
They didn't have the technical skills or the resources to be able to build an enterprise class IT environment.
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest, man. Like it is night and day. So, man, and that's
Yep.
crazy. If y'all were there, that's oof. Well, and the reason I shared is because when I took over that account, I didn't feel adequate for it. That this sort of people who are thinking about going into cyber, I didn't feel up to the task. When I came to Cybertar, I didn't feel up to the task. You know what I'm saying? It was only because like say Corey, the CEO, he saw what I was doing, the stuff I was doing on YouTube and Twitch. And a lot of my opportunities came because somebody else saw something I was doing and they saw the value in it. And a lot of times the people who I was currently working for or what I was currently doing, like there's a lot of people that were around me in I would say in the early parts of my life who didn't really value me or they didn't they treated what I was doing like it was like nothing. And then I got around other people, started getting around higher level people and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden I'm talking on the level. Like I think for me, the realization started happening when I joined like ISSA and I joined InfraGard. And I'm in Birmingham around all these people who are really, really smart people. And I'm talking to them and I was like, I know all this stuff they're talking about. Just about everything they're mentioning, I know this stuff. You know, that's kind of when I started to realize like, maybe I do have some skill. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so this whole YouTube thing that I was doing, man, people like poo-pooed on this and people laughed at this. I never get people laughed at all this stuff, man. And the reason I'm sharing this on stream is because, like I said, this is my chance to kind of let y'all know, like for folks that's trying to transition into cyber and all the other stuff you're doing, you just gotta you gotta go through the scrutiny. You just gotta stay in the seat and keep driving. You know what I'm saying? Keep piloting the plane and go through that thunderstorm, go through the treacherous thing, because if anytime that you try to make a change into something that I would consider is extraordinary, and the way I want to preface this is what I consider extraordinary is something that the majority of people are not doing. So you're in IT, so to go from IT into cyber, that's kind of a big jump because cyber builds on a lot of it requires a lot of your IT skills to be good at cyber. That's why somebody like Sam going into cyber is a no-brainer because I'm on every week with Sam. Sam is seeing our cybersecurity processes. He's got amazing networking background. So for somebody like Sam, who are archery here, Darth Vader, for him to transition to cyber, it's a no-brainer. It's an easy thing for him to do because he's already got the IT foundation. So I'm a big fan of like when I'm doing my videos, showing you the registry keys, file traversals, directory commands, and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of doing all that because I want to kind of emphasize you need your IT foundation in order to do cyber. I would really look at somebody kind of weird. And you tell me what y'all think. Somebody who comes in and they just like go through cyber and that's all they know is cyber, but they don't know how to like troubleshoot Windows and stuff like that. What happens when when you get the malware on there? Like, oh well, you just go on the endpoint and you tell endpoint to fix it. Okay, and that's the
Oh
extent of your
man,
skill set. Yeah.
I'm dealing with somebody like that right now. It's
Ooh,
not fun.
it is not fun.
They
Yeah.
they're supposed to be the expert,
Hmm.
but they don't know how to do anything. And when a situation comes up, I'll handle it,
Hmm.
but at the same time, I'll notify the proper people who should be handling it. And this guy
Yeah.
is just, he'll ask the simplest questions that you should already know. And you're just sitting there going, wait, you're supposed to be able to do this. You were hired for this position, but you're not doing it because you don't know how.
Yeah.
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 You
That
you need that foundation.
that to me is rough when you bring in business people and you put them in like technical positions. Like because they checked all the boxes, you know what I'm saying? They got the cert, they got the education, but they don't have
Yeah.
the deep foundation. And I'm not
Yeah,
saying that.
that's
Yeah, go ahead.
that's what this guy has, and he's
Mm.
also kind of like a project management background. So
Yeah,
he's done project management for IT projects, but he
hmm,
hasn't done the IT work himself.
yeah. I'll be honest with you. I have a hard time working with folks like that too because they can a lot of times they can kind of have a air of arrogance about them, and it's just really off putting. You know what I'm saying? So if you are one of those project managers type and you have less technical, then I would encourage you to really like make sure that you work with the technical people to gain an understanding versus just kind of trying to boss around the technical people. That's not the way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, some of the best project managers I have were the ones that would sit with the team,
yep.
especially when we're hitting problems, and actually experience what they do for their work and how, how they're encountering these problems and how they're troubleshooting the problems. So that way,
Yeah.
on the next project, they already have that little bit of knowledge saying, oh, hey, I'm working with a different team, but this other team back here on this last project ran into a similar problem. This is how they went about troubleshooting it, and it may actually help get that project back on track and get them past that issue.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I'm not poo-pooing on project managers. A good project manager who has humility and respect for others is amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
Because the thing is, like a lot of times, like we get so the thing is, it's kind of like you. So for instance, I know you were doing switch upgrades just recently. You're essentially a project manager too. And a lot of times we get stuck doing like the heavy technical and we got the project management side and like that. So a lot of times for us, it's nice if you have a person that's a project manager that can come in and it can offload that, kind of help things, track things that you can focus on the deep technical. That's always a good thing. But if that project manager, once again, is kind of like what Sam described, then that hinders your work. It makes it hard on you. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, yeah, that's part of it. Any other questions from chat? And Maddox, appreciate it. Thank you for telling everybody to hit the like button. I hope that people will hit the like button. I hope that this is helpful. You know, and please understand that I'm only like on my YouTube channel. My goal is to only teach what I know, right? So I feel like I've learned quite a few things. You know, I've been in cyber. Really probably about maybe 20 years, something like that. If you do the total time. So it's I've seen a lot, you know. So I'm basically just kind of offloading and dumping all of my knowledge here on the YouTube channel, in hopes that it will help other people who can transition into cyber in the future. You know, like saying if you're on LinkedIn, I'm sorry if I can't see your messages. Um, really quiet on LinkedIn. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Derek, you put 123-0631-259. Appreciate that. Sleepy Ninja. I got into the stream a bit late tonight. Sounds like I missed a good combo. Hey, Sleepy Ninja, yeah, basically, what it boils down to, let's see if I can pull this out. Put this over here too. Oh man, we can't even see. Crap, I can't see. Hold on. I was trying to put the Discord chat up. I mean, the chat over there so that could be on the stream too. Nah, Sleepy, it did. We did have some good conversation. It's just I think this a lot of times for us cyber slash IT guys, they people try to always put you in the box. You know what I'm saying? You know, for instance, like I think one of the most offensive things for me as a cybersecurity person is like, hey, what do you do? Well, I do cybersecurity. Oh, cool, man. Well, I can tell you, man, my computer like has been doing this weird thing, you know, and I'm like, bro, like I don't like troubleshooting your computer. I don't like troubleshooting computers, period. So like the last conversation I want to have with anybody after doing help desk all the years I've done in my life is like what your computer problem is. I could care less about your computer problems. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that, but that's what I be thinking. You know? But to me, that's like it's just like basically you wouldn't go up to a surgeon or anesthesiologist and just be like, oh, and just treat them like a general practitioner. You know what I'm saying? But people are a lot of times very inconsiderate when it comes to cyber, and they basically put you in the box like you all of a sudden you got to have a pocket protector. You only talk about eat, sleep, and drink cyber. You know what I'm saying? Like that's offensive to me because I can tell you like I so many things that I am beyond cyber. You know, so I just hope that over time because you know cyber dudes, I mean techie dudes and geeks are just different these days. You know, geeks are fighters and you know skiers and you know pilots on the weekend. Like you know, like the geek life is the chic life. You know what I'm saying? Like I love it because you know you think about going from Revenge of the Nerds to where we are now as geeks, man. It's a different breed. You know, so totally understand. I have texts asking me for help with their tickets sometimes. Yeah, yeah. Hey, when I was back at my old company, I spent the majority of my time. I was part of the infosec team, but I spent the majority of my time troubleshooting like this web application. We can't get to this. We can't get to that. You know, because I had the expertise and understanding of it. But I was like, yo, bro, I need to be looking for threats to our company. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily trying to fix the issue because, guess what people do? Every time something breaks, what do people blame? It's either the network, the firewall, you know what I'm saying, or antivirus, right? That everything that ever happens in the world is the network, the firewall, the antivirus.
Yep. Yeah, no, I spend about probably a quarter of my day helping out the team.
Yeah.
Not because I have to, but because it's just the person I am. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
even from my very first start in IT,
Mm-hmm.
uh, working a help desk of 100 people,
Ooh,
I was put in a mentor role because that's what I enjoyed and what I did good. So I
yeah.
carry that on to today.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, my advice to you all is take people. Don't be the kind of people that jump to a scenario like one thing and everything is that scenario. So, like you got one tool in the bag and everything that happens, it's got to be this. Um, and all jokes aside, like I would say, one of the things I do see a lot of times is people do. I don't like working with people who are quick to jump to an assumption or something. I hate working with folks like that, and I'll tell you why. Is because if you're doing a cybersecurity incident and you got that kind of person on your team, then immediately that person sees one string or they see one path and they're going to run down that path. And if it's something that they know, they can be like, oh, it must be this. Cool. That doesn't mean it's it. And so I can tell you that I've fought many times with teams and others because people want to always like they basically they play to their biases versus like, okay, I see this and this looks like something I've seen before. However, I'm going to look at this area too. I'm going to investigate this. I'm going to investigate that. And so for me, like I really always like say, let the data tell you, like get your answer from the data. No, it should never be, I think, I assume. Like I'm always a believer in like follow the data as far as possible. And sometimes you have to come to a conclusion based on the evidence. You can't really get that clear cut answer that you want. But in a lot of cases, when you got people like that on your team, they're gonna chase the first thing that appeals to them, and they're gonna like give you a quick answer, and then they're gonna gaslight you and be like, oh no, no, nah, it couldn't be that. And the number of times that I've been investigating incidents where people have like told me, gaslighted me, and told me like, oh, this ain't it, and then I dig further, and I was like, well, yeah, I think we do have a potential compromise here, you know. So I really want y'all to be, like for those of you that are coming into cyber, be the kind of person that's willing to keep pulling strings. Sleeping Ninja on Twitch said, 100% this happens so much. Exactly. It is the worst ever. And I'm always mindful and I'm looking like if I'm interviewing people, like I can tell you I do not have good interviews when I'm interviewing interns or full-time employees. Like because I'm trying to look and I'm trying to identify that trait and many others, right? I don't want know-it-alls on the team. I want people who you could be the highest level person ever and you're still able to be humble. That's so appealing to me. That's the kind of person I always want to be around. Is people who are
Yep.
super talented and super humble because you can always go to them. They can always guide because the thing is, I don't know everything. I love for my team to grow. I want the people that are part of our group to grow to the point where I have to like, man, I don't know. Hey, can you tell me about this tool? Like, how do I do this? I got to work with this customer and then they can tell me. I don't want to be the oracle at the top of the tower. I want to be amongst peers who have, if they're starting, I want them to quickly close the ground between me and them. And that's as I continue to grow, I still want them to close the gap because when you first come into cyber, you're going to have like this period where you can actually close the gap between it. And I feel like the higher you get in your cyber career or whatever you do, career period, your growth kind of slows because you've already seen a lot and you're getting into this deeper stuff and it requires a lot more time and effort to grow. So I really want them to close that gap. But please don't jump to assumptions. Don't be so desperate to show people what you know. That's another thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like to work with people who are like, I know something. JP said yes. Oh man, I don't want to be with the I know something people because once again, These
Yep.
are all like character traits that can really cause you to miss something that could be catastrophic to your company. So a lot of times I have to and don't be afraid to make people uncomfortable. That's another thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
there's really two things. There's really two things I look at when I interview people.
Uh-huh.
One is, when I get to the troubleshooting questions, I want to make sure that they run through the basics, the fundamentals,
Mm-hmm.
and don't just start, attacking a high level, very technical,
Yeah.
possible fix for the solution. And then the other thing is, I test their personality. I'm like, okay, I give you an impossible situation that for you to do on your own. The only answer I'm looking for that scenario is, oh, well, I'm gonna phone a friend. I'm gonna call in
Mm-hmm.
help.
Mm-hmm.
I want the people that'll think about, oh, how can I leverage my team, over me just trying to work my way through it by myself.
Yeah. Yeah. So you just kind of made me think about like, and the funny thing is I say I hate I know something people. I remember a time in my life when I was once again I was surrounded people by people who I always felt like I had to prove myself to them, and that put me in a bad position because I was always trying to justify my existence. You know what I'm saying? Like because like even if I did something extraordinary, it was never looked at as extraordinary, right? So so it was always everything that you did always became normalized. And so for a time, my period I always was chasing the carrot, chasing that, the approval for this manager or this boss and stuff like that, And the thing is, what's different now is I've kind of gotten to the point now where I have enough work out there that my work should be speaking for me at this point, you know what I'm saying? And if it's not, then it's never going to speak for me. Like, I just need to do something else. But
Yeah.
the thing is, like, it's all these kind of traps that you have to really avoid. And it really does. That's why I say humility is the foundation of it. Um, don't verbally, like, try to justify your skills. Just basically just do your work and try to do it good. But if you're too silent with your work, I've seen where companies can take advantage of that too. So I've had some teammates that worked 7 days a week and they were not compensated as much as people who were less skilled than them, even though they worked more hours and were way more skilled. And so you have to be mindful of, are you working for an organization that's going to recognize that effort that you put forward and that's going to compensate you? And if not, then maybe you need to go somewhere else, you know, where where they will appreciate your skill set and compensate you. But you don't want to, once again, you don't want to be verbally doing it. Like you want to do work and then you need to like have some objective method of basically qualifying or measuring your own self-worth. What is my cybersecurity skill set? If I put you in a room, can you talk with anybody about Okta integrations? You talk about AWS, Azure, GCP? Like you have to be around people who are at higher levels, and that way you can gauge where you are. Because if you can talk with those people, then most likely you're somewhere in their skill set and level. But if you're just on outside and spectating and everything's going over here, then that means that you got a lot of skill enough. So maybe you want to like consider asking one of those people to mentor them. Maybe you want to even pay one of those people to mentor you. Like I'll be honest with you. Like it's too many people want to come up to somebody and say, "Hey man, I want to get into this field. Can you spare your time?" That's my most precious asset right now. I had somebody to laugh at me on YouTube because I put the cybersecurity mentorship program is $1,300, right? And so the reason it's $1,300 is because I only want to work with a certain type of person. If I put it at $30, I'm going to get people who are not going to be serious. So when I went to basically this YouTube thing with these content creators who are young, and upcoming content creators and geniuses when it comes to like going viral and social media and starting your company and stuff like that. And I was originally going to put it out there for like $30. And after I left that meeting, they were the ones that say, "Hey, why not charge this?" And then I looked at Alex Harmozy, and he was talking about that you want to put your price point so to the point where it hurts, like where the customers have to stretch for it. And what it does is it changes the type of people that you get that you work with. And so you can think Pierre, like say Pierre's here in the mentorship program. Pierre's not just the mentee now. Pierre's a friend, you know. And so I think you joined the program like in April, like you know what I'm saying? Well, April of last year, and he's still here. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like because he's become a friend. And so the thing is, the reason why I've not been accepting people into the cybersecurity mentorship program is because I don't want my technology interpreter stuff to become another job. I've got one main job. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? And I want my cybersecurity stuff that I do on YouTube and stuff like that. I want that to stay fun. And that can't be fun if I get the wrong person, because once you sign up, like if it's literally somebody I don't want to work with, I'm gonna give you your money back. But I'm not gonna let you sit in the program for 2 weeks and then try to get your money back. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I got what I need, peace out. I'm not stupid either, you know. But that's why, like, I literally on my YouTube channel, I only want to work with people who are gonna make this fulfilling for me. So that's why I'm not doing any mentors beyond Pierre. And also because remember I told you let the data tell it, like me and Pierre, like as Pierre's trying to break into cyber, like I'm learning a lot from this process. Pierre, like, right, you're working on your security plus right now, right? So like you want to share, like I've done a lot of talking, man. I'll turn it over to you. You want to share, like, are you trying to get into cyber? Like kind of what has it been like? Like what is the reality of this? Because, you know, you see all these people on YouTube talking about, come join my boot camp, come doing this. Pierre was chasing everything. Pierre was in every camp out there. So,
Yeah, it was hard.
yeah.
Because you can put all that stuff that you do on your resume, but they usually want the experience. Like you can have all the certificates and all these courses and stuff like that, but when you apply for that stuff, they usually look at the people that have experience. And I look at those some of those entry level jobs. They usually entry level jobs are supposed to be entry level jobs. They usually ask for 3 to 5 year experience on certain things. Like that's not entry level job. That's mid to senior level now. But yeah, they usually want experience, and I've been getting some experience using using mentoring your programs, using the tools Tenable, Sentinel-1, AutoMox. You do some scripted through PowerShell. Yeah, they have that stuff that you want to use on the real field. Um, so it has helped me a lot. I have opened my eyes a lot. I usually enjoy, when I got my Tenable and I run my scan and I see that something need to be passive, have vulnerability. I try to just make sure I remediate those because I don't want to get my house get exposed or some hacker or something like that. So I was trying to scan my house and make sure that all my devices are free of vulnerabilities.
Yeah. Well, did you get all your stuff back? There's the Discord link here, everybody. If you want to join Discord, did you do you have your whole house in Tenable now for the vulnerability scanning? Did you get
On my
everything?
computer. Yes, I got all of them. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we gotta, like I said, you feel free.
I need my item.
You need your
That
what? What was that, Pierre?
I don't. That's me that one, but yeah, I got like 10 that I need to remediate now because I guess I haven't been scanning in a minute.
Well, don't
But
remediate them. I want you to save them for the series because we're gonna have Mr. Pierre like doing like when I finish up remediating TI Desktop 4. We'll get Mr. Pierre on it. We'll let you take the lead, man, and do the remediation, and I'll kind of guide. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
right.
I need Sam is helping with that. The Intel dual band wireless thing. You know that one day it's been there for a minute. I can find how to get that taken care of.
You say it's been there for a minute, and what happened? Sorry.
The Intel dual band, the wireless card.
Oh yeah, I don't know if we can get that one. Go install go install a bunch of. Oh dude, we've already done .NET. It's a blast for me. Yeah. I've kind of cracked the code on .NET Core at this point. So, but most of them, I think I can get a large portion of it out, right? But no, I did that for that 3 videos on .NET remediation. So, But you are absolutely right, Sleepy Ninja. It is a blast. It is everywhere. One of the most prevalent vulnerabilities. Not that it's high risk, because I don't know. Based on what I'm seeing through Tenable, the exploitation is not high. So I think like a VPR, which is the Tenable vulnerability priority rating, is like a 6 point something. So even though it may have a critical, it's listed as critical. The CVSS might have it like at a 8 or something like that, but Tenable says it's maybe like a 6 or 5. So, all right. Well, y'all heard it from Pierre. Based on what I see, also, I would say at least it takes people who are trying to get into cyber. I would expect at least 8 months of focused effort to get into cyber. 8 months at least. Okay. And the reason I say 8 months at least is because in focused effort, that means like you're not just like doing everything. It's like it's not gonna you're not gonna get hired in cyber just because you're bouncing all over the place. Try Hack Me, Hack the Box, CompTIA, and I don't think Networking Plus is finally not being put out there as a relevant thing. It's really Security Plus is. You don't need the trifecta, the A plus, Network plus, Security plus, based on what I'm seeing. You just need Security plus to check the box there. Get the foundational. You do want to have some endpoint skills. It doesn't hurt to have AWS Cloud Practitioner. All right, Maddox, appreciate it, man. All right, so shout out to the link. Oh, let's see. I did have one from, JB said, he went through this. We were talking about the manager. I went through this kind of testing for my boss when I started position. He will watch for me to ask for help and see how much I could self-learn to kind of fill me out and see if he could help me close that gap. Like you were saying, that's crazy. Yep, that's a great way to learn. I always want people to struggle first, right? Struggle with it, work with it, and build up your it's like anything else. It's like building that muscle, right? But honestly, I really do want to work around people who man, oh, you got this? All right, cool. Just let me know when you finish. I ain't trying to babysit people. I raised my child. I don't want to raise people at work. So if I've got to give you a lot of attention at work, then that probably means you're not a good, So the less that the people have to come to me, now provided I give them the tools they need, the documentation or knowledge transfer and stuff like that, that's part of it, But that's the kind of people I always want to be around, JB, Okay. All right. So I think we'll call it here. We're at 156. I do want to thank everybody for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. If y'all can drop likes on this on all platforms, on LinkedIn, whatever you can do, hit me up. Also, let's see what else. Something I wanted to announce. Going to blank. I was excited about something when I'm doing the channel. Oh, also, I know what I was going to tell you. My channel, the guy, he left a message, and I don't fault him for leaving this message on YouTube because he asked about the cybersecurity mentorship program, and you have the YouTube membership, and so I'm trying to figure out how not to have to use a Shopify site because Shopify costs you $40 a month, right? And so I want my technology interpreters, all the stuff, all the tools I have to buy Adobe and all these Adobe Suite, and I got the business bank account. And so really technology interpreters is my business, and I want my business to be profitable, right? So that means I got to have my expenses, not my income to not be exceeded by my expenses, right? And so I put the cybersecurity mentorship program because I'm trying to figure out how to do it through YouTube. So I'm open for ideas there. But the bottom line is I'm thinking that I'm going to make the program 3 months. The price is still going to probably be around $1,300. I'm not going to change that because the other mentees have paid that already. And so I'm not going to let other people get in on a discount because after other people have put up the money to go through and get theirs. So basically I'm thinking I'll make it a three-month program, $1,500, but you will get access to SentinelOne, Tenable, and patching and stuff like that and learn the skills. So once I kind of flesh this out, then I'm trying to think how I can actually scale the program. That's another thing. So that's why I'm kind of taking my time. How can I take this mentorship program, provide the same value, but be able to open it up to more people instead of it just being me? So that means I have to do some deep knowledge transfers, I have to put together some labs and put together curriculums and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about at this point. how to scale this to I can help thousands of people versus just 100. And then I'll start marketing with ads and stuff like that. But I don't want to become one of those cheesy like people on YouTube, those sleazy cheesies, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure out all this stuff out, you know. So whenever I do, be looking out for it. But you know, I'm hoping to make the cybersecurity mentorship a real thing that changes lives. So there are so many resources available to us today. It amazes me that people don't know how to use Google. I will say, to be honest, this for those, and I've heard people say it, like, I don't remember who the people are, but I love Instagram, some of the motivational things on there. But to me, this is one of the greatest opportunities in the world, because you go back, you know, 50 years, 60 years, there was knowledge that was locked away from you. Now knowledge is all over the place and people are just really lazy. And so for me, if you're a high performing individual, the world is yours. Take advantage of it. Let those people be comfortable. Let them keep swiping on IG or TikTok. Let them keep doing it. But I want to produce content. I don't just want to consume. I do consume good content and motivational content and even some entertaining content, but I'm also learning and like honing my craft. So I would always say, make sure that in your life, you're not just a consumer, you're a producer. Okay. And we'll stop on that. So thank y'all for tuning in. We're going to go ahead and end the stream here. Good night to everybody. See y'all not tomorrow, but I'll see y'all in a few days. Okay. All right. Have a good night, everybody.